Hey guys, I just want to go over a couple things for the necklace for you. Again, I am going to be having a live tomorrow, so if you have any direct questions for me, please jump on that tomorrow. But one of the main things that we want to talk about with the necklace is the idea of a moral. What is the moral of the story? So what we're looking for is what the author wants us to learn. What is the lesson? So through this, we're going to look at the moral, we're going to look at characterization. So the first thing that we want to do is talk about our protagonist. Our protagonist, we have, she's pretty, she's charming. All right, but the one thing about her as we read on, we learn that she feels that she married below her class. If we read on for characterization, she feels that she deserves more than what she actually has. She is in the middle class. I'm going to write that down here as a note. She's in the middle class and she feels that she deserves to be in the upper class. We go here, she talks about she suffered. This is where she's talking about what she has. So we see that as this woman talks about her home, what her house looks like, it says that she suffered. She doesn't appreciate what she has. And down here it talks about how she imagines being more wealthy. She thinks that money will make her happy. We continue on. We meet her husband. And then again, she continues to imagine. She imagined delicate food served in marvelous dishes, murmured gallantries. Again, she wants to be rich. What she has is not good enough. She said she had no clothes, no jewelry, nothing. And these were the only things that she loved. This goes to show characterization of her shallowness. What does she love? Not her husband, not her home, but materialistic things. All right. She has a loving husband, a roof over her head, food to eat. She has someone that comes in and takes care of her house. But to her, this is not good enough. As we continue on with the story, we learn that her husband brings home an invitation to a party. And for her, again, not good enough. She says that she has nothing to wear. She says, and what am I supposed to wear to such an event? And he says, the dress you go to the theater in. It looks good to me. As we continue on, we see how upset she gets. She thinks that that is not good enough. And because she is so upset with this, it breaks her husband's heart. Finally, he says, all right, what will it take to get you to be happy? And she says, of course, a new dress. A new dress is what I want to make me happy. So he offers, or she wants, 400 francs. And this is where we see characterization of the husband. We learn that the husband has been saving up for a gun that he wants to go shooting with his friends on Sundays. This is the exact amount that he has saved up for his gun. He is very selfless and he sacrifices his own wants for something that his wife wants. So he gives her the money to go buy a dress. As days go by and the party comes closer, we realize that she is still not happy. And she's not happy. She says, I am utterly miserable not having any jewels. So getting a new dress, still not good enough for her. What does she want? Jewelry. Remember, earlier in the story, we learn about her friend, Madame Forrester. Madame Forrester is her rich friend who Madame Louiselle doesn't like to go see very much. And the reason that she doesn't go like to see her is because when she comes home, she feels awful about what she has. So she has this jealousy towards Madame Forrester because of her money. But she says it's a wonderful idea. She goes to see Madame Forrester and borrows some jewelry. Once again, Madame Forrester in this paragraph shows her remarkable pieces and still not good enough for our protagonist. We continue down and we see a black satin case with a superb diamond necklace. Of course, this catches our protagonist's eye and this is the one she wants. As we learn throughout the party, she has a phenomenal time. She dances. She is ecstatic with pleasure. She thinks she's beautiful. She's in a cloud of happiness. Wearing this beautiful dress, this jewelry, she thinks that everybody is paying attention to her. Everybody wants to be around her. They dance, they party. He falls asleep. They are there until 4 o'clock. Finally, they leave, and I want you guys to look at modest, everyday clothes. As they are about to leave, her husband grabs their coats. And of course, she does not want the other women to see her impoverished looking coat as they're all putting on their beautiful furs. Once they arrive home, it's important to understand that that she sadly walks up to her apartment, and then it was the end for her. Again, her facade of wealth is gone. Her delusionment, her illusionment, the one thing that she thinks truly makes her happy is now gone. We read on, we realize that the necklace is gone. She has lost the necklace. They search, they search, they search, and they cannot find it. Suddenly they realize that they have to replace the necklace. They are allowed to buy a new necklace for 30,000 francs. Now, of course, we understand that this couple does not have this kind of money. So they have to beg, they have to borrow, they have to go into large amount of debt. So this woman who was once middle class enjoyed a lot of nicer things in life, beautiful home, things that she really took advantage of, things that she took for granted. Now she lives her life in 10 years of debt. All right, so every month notes had to be paid off. This life lasted for 10 years. All right, they lived in abject poverty, very, very poor. Madame Loisel looked old now. This is important because remember in the beginning of the story, she always commented on how beautiful and charming she was. It was the one thing she had that kind of put her in that upper class, that separated her from the middle class. Now she looks old. As she goes for a walk, she runs into her old friend, and of course, her old friend does not recognize her at all because she has grown so different, so old looking. This is where Madame Loisel decides to tell her the truth, and this is where the irony comes in, our turn of events. Madame Loisel put herself in debt. She worked so hard. She took for granted the things that she had, all for nothing. Madame Forrester, deeply moved, took her two hands. Oh, my poor Matilda, but mine was an imitation. It was worth, at the very most, 500 francs. All right, so through this, we're going to talk about, tomorrow, we're going to talk about the moral of the story. We'll talk more about characterization, conflict, dramatic irony. These are things that you will have to be looking for as you work through your assignment today. All right, again, I'm going to do a live tomorrow, so if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, join in tomorrow for that live, or just reach out to me via Schoology.